Hey, what's up everybody? My name is Tim Stoddart with timstodds.com. Thank you so much for signing up. Sorry, my dog's down here. For signing up for my 10-part workshop on how to start or grow your own online business. This is going to be a cumulative workshop, and I'm going to touch a lot of areas. So this is going to be relevant for people that may have a brick and mortar business and they want to try to learn how to build a website to bring more foot traffic into their store. This is going to be for people who want to start a strictly online business, whether that's like a commerce site or whether you have like a service industry that you're trying to scale through using online marketing tactics. This is a very overview course to bring you through all different cases of the subject matter. And we're gonna start at the very beginning, at the very first step, and throughout this video and this workshop, my goal is to sort of teach you incrementally why you want to use certain tactics in this point, certain tactics in another point, and like what the end goal of all of your work is, because you're going to use different strategies if you're trying to grow a service company than if you're trying to grow maybe like a t-shirt brand or like some kind of product line. With all of that, please keep an open mind. Please feel free to reach out to me if you have any questions at all. This is a completely free workshop. There's no catch involved. If there's something that I'm unclear about or something that like you want me to elaborate on, reach out to me in the contact form of timstodds.com, or you can email me at tim@stoddsy.com. So with all of that, let's get started. This is video number 1. This is step number 1. And the first step to building an online business is building a website. Now I know what you're thinking. Of course that's the first step. You were expecting me to kind of drop some real secret kind of knowledge, but surprisingly, this is a step that a lot of people screw up on. Because in today's social media driven sort of content type landscape, the first step that most people make is they build a Facebook page or they build an Instagram page and they think to themselves, I need to build a following. And this is a huge mistake. The first thing you need to do before you even tell anybody about your online business is you need to build a website. And the reason is because when you're using social media outlets, you're leveraging third-party websites to spread your content, and obviously there's a lot of value in that. But what you don't realize is that when you're posting something on Facebook or you're posting something on Instagram, the reason why it's free to use those services is because you are essentially the product. Facebook is using your content to leverage their advertising revenues. Instagram is using your content to leverage their advertising revenues. Whatever the case may be, and there's a million examples of this. You know, if you're creating music, SoundCloud is the same kind of concept. Don't start with just posting your music on SoundCloud. Start with owning your content. And the best way to do that is to create a website. So there's 3 or 4 kind of different ways to build a website and different kind of website platforms that you want to use. I'm gonna start with WordPress. WordPress is my go-to, but that's because a lot of the online businesses that I create are more relevant to what WordPress does. So what do I mean by that? WordPress is a blogging and basically like a written word platform. This is really great for membership sites. WordPress is really great if you have like a service business and you want to use the content to sell some of your services. You know, if you have like a contracting company, if you're an HVAC company, in my case, if you have like a digital marketing agency, maybe if you have like an organic juice type business that you want to scale, I would really recommend using WordPress. Now there's a caveat to that though. Most people when they start a WordPress site, they go to wordpress.org and they kind of sign up for like the monthly membership that WordPress offers. I'm gonna recommend that you don't do that, because that's like a really rudimentary type platform. You want to be able to customize your own website, and if you sign up through wordpress.org, you're not going to have the same amount of options. So you can build a custom website by hiring a designer or a developer. You could buy a theme and you can upload that theme on WordPress. I'm going to tell you exactly how I do it, and you're more than welcome to try different ways or ask me different ways. This is exactly how I get started with the WordPress site. I go to StudioPress.com. StudioPress works on a Genesis platform, which is basically a fancy sounding word for their really minimalist WordPress themes. I go to GoDaddy.com, and I buy a domain, so yourbusiness.com, and then I call GoDaddy. I know how to do it now, but I start on GoDaddy because they have a great kind of customer service type platform, and you can literally just call them and you say, GoDaddy, I bought a domain, I need you to help me install WordPress. If you do that, then you're going to actually have back-end access to yourbusiness.com, whatever that might be, as opposed to having to go through wordpress.org to log into your website. If you have your own domain and your own WordPress platform hosted yourself, then you like own that property and you're going to have a lot more control over it. So that's WordPress. Like I said again, WordPress is really applicable for service type industries. There's a lot of cases where like a membership type site is going to be relevant for WordPress. Any questions, reach out to me. Number 2, if you have an e-commerce store, meaning if you're selling a physical product, a product that needs to actually be shipped and put in the mail with a tracking number, you want to use a platform called Shopify. Shopify is, in my opinion, the best e-commerce platform, because Shopify was built with all of the kind of idiosyncrasies that e-commerce includes in mind. So what do I mean by that? With Shopify, you're going to have a way to hook up to the post office. So the tracking number of your package is going to be mailed directly to the customer. You're going to be hooked up with a merchant account. Shopify has a deal with Stripe, so you don't have to set up a complete separate merchant and a separate gateway and hook that up to your store to be able to process credit cards. Shopify comes with a PayPal integration, and Shopify is easily connected to a lot of marketing apps. So you can hook MailChimp up to your store, meaning if somebody purchases a product and they have to use their email address to get a receipt, their email address can automatically be put into your MailChimp list so that you can keep a relationship with that customer through email marketing. I can really keep going and sort of list off all the ways that Shopify is really beneficial, but the point I'm making is that if you need to build an e-commerce store and you don't have development experience, if this is going to be like a do-it-yourself type project, Shopify is very user-friendly. They have great customer service. You can call them anytime and they'll basically walk you through any problem you have, and it's really plug and play. So all of the kind of third-party applications that you don't think about, such as tracking and shipping and taxes and adding shipping rates onto the final cost of the product that you're selling, things like that, Shopify thought of all of that stuff beforehand. So it's gonna come with it. And again, I'm gonna link that into the description of this video and into the page that this course actually comes on as well. And third, last but not least, the other kind of platform that people commonly use to start online businesses is selling courses, selling workshops, selling some kind of an education type service. For these kind of services and these kind of business models, I really, really recommend using a platform called Teachable. Just how it sounds, Teachable, teachable.com. Sorry, I had to make sure I spelled that right. What Teachable is in the same exact way that Shopify kind of thought of all the e-commerce type aspects beforehand. Teachable thought of all of the membership and the D-commerce, digital commerce type things beforehand. So you can sell online courses, you can sell 30-day workshops, you can sell educational platforms, and be able to do so online again with the merchant services, with PayPal, with kind of the distribution channels in mind. And the great thing about Teachable is their sites look really, really good. They're sort of built-in landing pages when you're trying to sell these courses, and they almost kind of walk you through how to write really good copy and really good persuasive language with really visually friendly landing pages, which are going to help you actually sell your course. I like Teachable because the conversion tactics are kind of always the last thing that people learn. Developing online courses is hard enough, and then once you've actually built the thing, thinking about how to design your landing pages and the kind of wording to use so that people are incentivized to actually buy your course is really, really difficult. And it's like one of the most important things, but also one of the last things that people think of. And so Teachable will really, really walk you through exactly how to do that. So, step number 1, counterintuitively, don't even think about your audience. Don't even think about telling people about your business. Don't even think about, creating videos and pictures and blog posts. Don't think about anything yet. The first thing you need to do, the absolute first step, no matter what, is to build your own website. You want to own your content. When you take a blog post or you take a video or anything that you create and you host that under a domain that you actually own, this gives you ownership of your brand. This gives you ownership of yourself, and it also gives you a distribution channel so that when the time comes to sell something, to actually make money, you don't owe anybody anything. You don't have to pay, Amazon some kind of fee to sell your product for you. You can get phone calls directly from your website if you're selling some kind of service. You don't have to pay some kind of lead vendor to bring in leads for you. If you're selling online courses and you're using the Teachable route, you don't have to kind of leverage some kind of third party like Udemy, for instance, to sell their courses for you. You want to own your shit, own your content. Once we have a website established, once we have a brand built, not necessarily established yet, but once it's all in our control, the next step is to find ways to actually scale and to market and to bring attention to your new business and your new brand. That is what we're going to start going over on our next lesson, and that is going to come to you in another 2 days. So take the time to think of any questions you may have. Take the time to think of anything that you didn't necessarily understand about what I have said to you, and feel free to reach out to me with any questions. I am at your service. I'm here for you, whatever I can do to help. I will see you in 2 more days. TimStodds.com. Thank you so much. Peace.